evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a pleasure it is to greet you here to Hadlow Down this evening. Hadlow Down, the hub of the South. Tonight we have for you a programme of extravaganza. Cornucopia of delights from our magic box. My lady wife up the back, Delia. Not Amelia, not Celia, not Ophelia, or even Esmeralda. Just plain Delia. Thank you very much. She will be assisting me with the lantern, possibly some readings as well. The programme this evening is quite unrehearsed and we have no idea what might happen next.
Come on, Governor, get on with it.
All right, up the back. I'm in charge. You only paid a penny to come in and that doesn't entitle you to any heckling. But never mind, we will get on if there's somebody to trim the wicks, and we will get on with the show. This all started about 15 years ago, but you must remember that I knew the lantern as a child, and that everybody today regards as a very important factor, that we had a lantern at home, just one set of slides, the Three Little Pigs, and I knew it off by heart. Absolutely word perfect. And then one day we found some slides in a junk shop, didn't we? And immediately it all came flooding back, so we bought these slides, and that led on to taking the lantern and the slides to a Christmas party with my brother when his children were much younger. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the fireman's wedding.
What are we looking at, Governor? Well, you see those carriages there? It's a wedding, that's what it is, sir. And ain't they a beautiful pair? Now, they won't be out for a minute, so if you've got time and you'll stay, I'll tell you right from the beginning about this here wedding today.
When we moved up here, we were faced with the wonderful prospect of having that space and a strong desire that we didn't want to convert it into a house or anything of that nature. So immediately you have to look round for another use. And what could be better than a Magic Lantern Theatre?
He says, what better use? But actually, I think when we moved, before we actually moved, he got it earmarked, as our boys have always called it, Dad's playpen.
Which it is, let's be fair.
Hooray! He got on the top of the ladder. Oh, I can see him there now, noble lad. Those flames underneath seemed to know it, for they leapt at the ladder like mad. But just as he got to the middle, I could see it begin to give way, for the flames had got hold of it now, sir. I could see the thing tremble and sway. He came but a step or two lower, and then he sprang with a cry to the ground. And then, you'd hardly believe it, he stood with the girl safe and sound. It took quite a while to clear up, sir. The horses, they just galloped off home. But the men were that pleased to have saved her, they kept ringing and ringing their bells. And now, sir, they're going to get married. I bet you she'll make a good wife. And who has the most right to have her? Why, the fella that saved her young life. A beauty. Yes, sir, you believe it. Stand back, lads, stand back. Here they are. We'll give them the cheer that we promised. Now, lads, hip, hip, hooray!
There are quite a lot of motto slides about. You get things like, ladies, please remove your hats, with a lovely picture of a lady sitting in a huge Victorian bonnet and nobody can see from behind. And you can just imagine all these ladies removing their large Victorian bonnets.
Get your hat off, darling, I can't see a thing. That's better. Thanks, love.
Finding slides is becoming much, much more difficult. Auctions, of course, are a big, important supply. sometimes as a result of death, sometimes because a dealer may have found something and puts it in auction, and sometimes very sadly, but very importantly, as a result of a divorce. The moment there is a divorce, then the collection almost certainly has to be sold for financial reasons. And so, as collectors, we all get a chance to spread it around a little bit more. Well, we're here at Christie's again for one of their annual regular sales. These sales can be a bit intimidating, although I suspect today it's going to be the prices that are intimidating and not Christie's, which actually isn't as intimidating as you think it is. It's going to be the usual sort of thing. We just have to sit there and do the best we can. Let's just hope we can be lucky, and what we're not unlucky with, we'll go on hunting for future future times.
Lot 345, the Dickens set showing there for you, lot 345, and interest on these at 80, 90, 100 pounds. They're with me now at 100 pounds, and 10, 120, 130, 140, 50, 160, 170, 180, 190 with you, sir, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 320, 350, 380, 420. The lady now at 420, 450 nearly, 480, 550, 650, 750, 850, 950, £1,000. There at 1,000, the gentleman now at 1,000, to get you madam, at £1,000, 1,100 new bidder, 1,200, 1,300. Thank you, sir. At £1,300 now, it's on the telephone this time against you all in the room, and I'll sell at 1,300 if you're done at £1,300. 5340.
Well, as you can imagine, very stressful, but a great deal more successful than I expected. I bid on 8 lots, which was very ambitious, and to my amazement I got 5. I was very disappointed not to get the Harlequin set, but another one will turn up one day. What I did get, I was very pleased with. It's just now a question of going and talking to the bank manager and sorting that out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to that part of the show where I hope you will forgive me. I'm a poor old lanternist. I've got a large wife and a small family, and I have to do the best I can. Now we come, of course, to the sponsors for this evening's show. Bird's Egg Powder. Absolutely unrivaled, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, ideal for buns, cakes, pancakes, etc. Now there may be some of you ladies and gentlemen who, like me, are very fond of sausages. There we are, Arkwright sausages. Made fresh daily by Fred Arkwright from Blackburn, and obtainable from grocers and confectioners near you. The best thing on earth. And just in case you thought that spring was about to come round the corner, well, don't go out without your Victory V gums. You only have to look out of the carriage window and you can see what we're likely to be in for the rest of this winter. There we are. Well, I was hoping to hear the jingle of coins in your pockets before you laughed, but as it was a joke, I'll let you off this time. We've been looking for mechanical movement for a long time. It first appeared in the early 1800s, and we're still finding interesting mechanical effects to add to the lantern. This is a slide that my grandson loves. There we are, my famous generals. And my young grandson, I can say to him, "What have we got there now, Luke?" And he says, "Generals, Grandad." And I say, "Well, I'm not so sure about that, you know. I think they're donkeys." "Oh, yes," he says, very knowingly. And he says, "Yes, they're donkeys." And I can say, "No, they're not. No, definitely. 3 generals." Gets very confused, the poor lad. Here we are with our astronomical slide of the evening.
Anything that's astronomical, educational and mechanical goes down very well with audiences today. And all the planets turn in their respective orbits. And the lovely thing about this slide is the feeling of huge power that it gives me, because it's only me and God who can make the planets go backwards. We're going to show you a dissolving view, and as you know only too well, very beautiful effect, but you have to be just a little bit patient to allow the effect to go through at its own speed.
One of the big aspects of this hobby is the huge variation of slides that are produced. Now probably my favourite are the dissolving views. The effects of tiny little bits of light coming in just for the moon to light up, or a window in a building, starts to make them really dramatic and really exciting.
Well, for me, I think it's the beauty of the slides. Things like the dissolving sets, where you can have a watermill playing away daylight, then you get snow scenes and swans swimming and moonlight coming up and ripples on the water. Just as beautiful as anything that's produced today, I think.
I think giving shows is actually quite important to the members of the Lanternists Society.
Yes.
There's about 430 members worldwide in the society. Very difficult for me to know the proportion that actually give shows, but I would have said I would guess it would be nearly 50%.
We usually get requests, it's word of mouth. Someone attends a show, perhaps a WI or a camera club, and inevitably someone will come up and say, can I have your telephone number? And off we go for the following year to another camera club or somewhere. So we certainly don't advertise. It's only really people who've seen the show who then ask for one for a different organisation.
It's noticeable because if a very showable set of slides comes up for sale, it makes a lot of money. The run-of-the-mill, not quite such good condition, rather boring stuff can be so cheap, it's just unbelievable. And it makes me think that we're all the same. We're all looking for things that will go in the show, things that will cause a laugh, things that are nicely painted and be impressed, and versatile material that can be put into any show. We do find a bit of a problem sometimes. It's all right if we're asked by the group, will you please come and give us a lantern show? But if we've ever offered to do a lantern show for a group, invariably they say, what sort of magic do you perform? And then we're into conjuring, and we have to actually talk them out of that idea and try to explain. And invariably they have no idea actually what a magic lantern is, or any idea of the slides available or anything. So I can see that becoming more and more of a problem for future. Our intention is to promote the lantern. Promotion to prevent this wonderful technology from just dying away. Quite apart from the fact that the people who see it then enjoy it. But it's very nice to think that maybe we're helping to keep the lantern alive.
And now we come to that stage, ladies and gentlemen, where it's time to wind down and say good night. Good night starts with the youngest and the smallest of children. As the baby grows, so the authority and the responsibility moves on. And there's no reason why the faithful family pet shouldn't be used to rock our little child to sleep. As children grow, going to bed becomes more and more of a problem. And as they get older, so the problem gets even worse. Until you get to that stage in life, which one or two of us have reached now, where going to bed is actually a relief. And we can keep them coming all night for you, as many as you like.